Hello everyone. I'm Doris from Susan's family. Today, I will share you about how to make the Love Flowers Confession Bouquet, the Love Heart pattern. For this electronic tutorial is available on susud.com. Please feel free to view on it. The bouquet consists of flower branches and packaging, among which, the packaging has its own video tutorial. This video will only cover the making of individual flower branches. The branches include two types, crocheted love heart and acrylic ball. The crocheted love heart branch consists of crocheting the heart and assembling the branch. First, crochet the heart. Divide it into the upper part and the lower half. Start with the upper half, making 2 in total. Both start with an adjustable magic ring. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise from the ring, and after completion, join them to crochet the lower half. Finally, attach the flower stem. Let's get familiar with the chart. In the chart, our plus number indicates the round number. The column, increase, decrease details, shows the stitches used during the current round, including any increases or decreases. The total stitches column represents the total number of stitches after completing all the stitches in the current round. The stitches used include X single crochet, V 2 single crochets into the same stitch, and A invisible single crochet decrease. Before we start crocheting, let's learn the basic crocheting posture. For clarity, I'll demonstrate using thick yarn in a random color for specific yarn materials, color combinations, and crochet hook sizes. Please refer to the detail page and paper illustration of our corresponding product. First, let's start with a magic ring. Hold the tail with your right hand and wrap it around your left index finger twice. Now, there are 3 strands of yarn on your index finger. Use your right thumb and index finger to pinch the spot where the yarn loops overlap. Pull it out. Then, wrap the yarn around your left pinky finger once. Pass it between your middle and index fingers. And transfer the loop to between your left thumb and middle finger. Pick up the crochet hook with your right hand. The hook will move between these 2 points. Insert it into the ring. Place the hook on the left side of the yarn. Yarn over. And draw the yarn through. Now, there is 1 loop on the crochet hook. Continue to crochet 1 chain stitch to secure. Yarn over. And draw the yarn through. 1 chain stitch is now complete. Tighten it. But be careful not to make the loop on the hook too tight, as it will make it difficult to crochet later. Like this, the adjustable magic ring is now complete. Now, let's crochet the first round. First, make 1 chain as the beginning chain for single crochet. The beginning chain for single crochet does not count as a stitch, which is why it's not marked in the chart. In actual crocheting in rounds, unless specifically stated otherwise, you need to start each round with the beginning chain, and the beginning chain for single crochet does not count as a stitch. This won't be repeated later. Then, pick up the ring and crochet a single crochet, insert into the magic ring, yarn over, and draw the yarn through. Now you have 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over again. And pull through both loops on the hook and once. And that's a single crochet completed. To the right and above the single crochet, you'll see a V-shaped braid. This is the stitch of the single crochet. Continue to work single crochets. Insert into the magic ring. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over again. And pull through both loops on the hook and once. That's the second single crochet completed. You need to crochet a total of 6 single crochets in this round. Continue to crochet the remaining single crochets. 3, 4, 5, 6, After finishing, tighten the loop from the cast on. There are 2 loops in total. Gently pull the tail. You will see 1 loop moving. Tighten the moving loop. Leaving 1 loop remaining. Pull the tail directly to tighten. This way, the loop is secured. Next, join into the round with a slip stitch in the first stitch. Let's find the first stitch. Counting from the stitch on the right side of the hook. The 6th V-shaped braid is the stitch of the first stitch. Insert the hook. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through, passing through the loop on the hook once. Slip stitch completed. This is the braid of the slip stitch. The joining slip stitch also does not count as a stitch. It needs to be tightened to avoid extra stitches later. Slip stitch is not marked in the chart. Actually, when crocheting in rounds, unless otherwise specified, you should join into round with a slip stitch always, and tighten it. This will not be repeated later. Like this, the round 1 is completed. Then, start crocheting the round 2. Make 1 beginning chain. Then, in the first stitch of the previous round, crochet 2 single crochets into the same stitch, which means crocheting 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Insert into the first stitch. Place the yarn tail over the hook. Tuck it in as you crochet. 1, 2. The V is completed. Continue working by crocheting 2 single crochets into each stitch of the previous round. Complete this round. Be mindful to weave in the ends. After the last stitch is completed, check the total number of stitches for this round. Then, join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet stitch. Tighten. Like this. The round 2 is now complete. The tail from the cast on has been hidden for 1 round. It can be cut off now. Continue to crochet the round 3. In the chart, R3 is XV*6. The parentheses here indicate a pattern repeat. Asterisk and number indicates the number of times to repeat the pattern. Here, it means to repeat the stitches inside the parentheses 6 times. Start with the first repetition. Make 1 beginning chain, then work 1 single crochet. Next, work 2 single crochets into the same stitch to the left. This completes 1 pattern repeat inside the parentheses. I'll demonstrate it again. First, work 1 single crochet. Then work 2 single crochets into the same stitch. This is the second time. Please complete the remaining repetitions. After the last stitch is completed, join it with a slip stitch to the first stitch. Tighten. The third round is complete. Take a look at the texture. On the back side of the stitches, you'll see these horizontal lines. This side is the wrong side of the fabric. The other side is the right side. Now, I'll teach you how to count the rounds. On the right side of the fabric, there are these raised textures round by round. Avoiding the beginning of round, count how many rounds of this texture there are. That indicates how many rounds have been completed. As you can see, there are now 3 rounds of texture, meaning 3 rounds have been crocheted. Next, let's work the round 4. Make 1 beginning chain. In the chart, R4 is even, 1/8x, indicating the 4th round. Is crocheting single crochet into each stitch directly, totaling 18 stitches. When you encounter this format later, the meaning remains the same. Everyone, crochet this round to completion. After finishing, join with a slip stitch to the first stitch. Tighten. Like this. The 4th round is now complete. Crochet a chain stitch to secure. Leave about 15 centimeters of tail and cut the yarn. Like this. The upper part is now crocheted. Everyone use the same method to crochet the other upper part. Note, do not cut the yarn after finishing the second one, then crochet the lower half. First complete the 18 single crochets on this fabric. After finishing, take out the other piece of fabric. Starting from the first stitch of the last round, crochet 18 single crochets in sequence. Leave the tail as is for now. After completion, join with a slip stitch to the first stitch. Tighten. Like this. The round 5 is now complete. Everyone continue to finish the round 6. Next, let's crochet the round 7. Make 1 beginning chain. Then crochet 7 single crochets, each corresponding 1 by 1. After completion, next, work invisible single crochet decrease twice. Start with the first one. First insert the hook only into the front loop of the left stitch. Then into the front loop of the adjacent stitch. Now there are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. Leaving 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over again, pull through at once. The single crochet decrease is complete. This method of decreasing by only picking up the front loops is called an invisible decrease. Using this method to decrease, the gaps between the stitches are smaller, making the fabric overall more refined. Next, crochet the second one. Insert the hook into the front loop of the next 2 stitches on the left. Then yarn over in sequence. Pull through the first 2 loops. Repeat twice. Once. Twice. The second single crochet decrease is complete. Then, crochet 14 single crochets, each corresponding 1 by 1. After that, crochet 2 single crochet decreases. Followed by crocheting all the remaining single crochets. After completing the last stitch, join it with a slip stitch to the first stitch. Tighten. In this way, the 7th round is completed. For the remaining rounds, everyone can refer to the chart for the stitch patterns to finish them. When crocheting the following rounds, gradually add stuffing while crocheting. After completing the last round, crochet a chain to secure. Leave about 15 centimeters of tail and cut the yarn. Pull the tail through. Then thread a yarn needle with the tail left on the upper part. Sew the hole at the top with a few stitches. After finishing the sewing, weave the tail through the inside of the heart several times. Trim off the excess tail. Then thread a yarn needle with the reserved tail. Like this, pass it through the half loop near the front of each stitch. After threading, pull it tight all at once. Be careful not to pull too tight, as you will need to insert the flower stem through this closing point later. Then weave the tail through the inside of the heart several times to hide it. And then exit through the closing point. Like this, a heart is now crocheted. Next, let's assemble. First, take out the flower stem. Apply a bit of glue to the top end of one side of the stem. Be careful not to use too much glue. Then insert it through the closing point of the heart. You can use a crochet hook to enlarge the space a bit. Insert it a bit further. Then take out the skin. From the bottom of the heart, wrap it around the stem downwards. Apply a bit of glue at the top. Continue wrapping downwards. Keep going until you're about 10 centimeters away from the end of the stem. You can apply a bit of glue at any 2 points in between. Once you have about 10 centimeters left, cut off the tail. Make sure the end of the tail is securely glued. Like this. A love heart branch is completed. Everyone can finish the remaining love heart branches in the same way. Now, let's make the acrylic ball branch. Start by wrapping the tail around one end of the stem. Similarly, keep wrapping until you're about 10 centimeters away from the end of the stem. I won't continue wrapping downwards here. Then, apply just a little bit of glue at the top. Next, thread the acrylic ball on and secure it. You can add any items you need inside. Everyone continue to complete the remaining acrylic ball flower branches. Up to this point, the method for making this product has been fully explained. If you have any questions during the making process, don't hesitate to reach us via our website, Susan's Family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next episode.